cruiser.
Wow.
How am I supposed to be with you when I got these men all the time in my DMs offering me luxury cruises, mansions, all this different stuff, and then I come home to you playing video games in your underwear?
It was good when we first started dating.
That's 7 years ago. I've grown as a person, and you haven't. I've outgrown you.
Wow. So after all these years, you have to tell me that about getting pregnant by another man? We couldn't separate we couldn't have this conversation before we got to this part?
Things happen, but
I had to find out you was pregnant?
You weren't taking care of me.
That's low.
You were not. The bottom line is that you were not taking care of me.
I'm a hard-working man.
I went into another man's arms.
I'm a hard-working man. I gave you everything you asked for me. What more you want?
I'm in here splitting half of these bills. You're not taking care of me.
The rent is $4,000.
So? A real man could pay that $4,000 and then some. I should be in the hills somewhere. You know, this is expensive. I gotta maintain with Botox. You know, like, you don't want me looking older. I gotta take care of myself. You don't pay for that. You have all these expectations on me.
I think this is what they mean by matching my energy, because she always can sleep with a higher man. She can't keep him, but she will sleep with him and then compare you to him. And then she makes you feel inferior that you couldn't keep up with her Botox or the apartment or the cruises that she can get with another man. But because that man just want to sleep with her, she will not keep him and he will not keep her.
I have a question for the men. Why do you guys, like, tap it on there a few times before you stick it in? What is that about?
The answer to this has been shared with me recently, and there's more than one, so I'm going to tell you. He believes that it's polite to knock before entry. He thinks that it will erase previous history, basically restoring to factory settings. He may think like a magician, and what does a magician do? He taps his wand before the magic happens. He may be thinking more like a mechanic, where he wants to check the moisture level, because he wouldn't drive a car with no oil in it either. He may be thinking more like an artist or a podcast host, where you have to do a mic check. Or he may be thinking more like a sportsman, like in baseball, where you tap the bat to the home plate before you swing. Lastly, he may be thinking like any man that wants to hold a power tool in his hand. He's got to squeeze it. He's got to test it first. And then he knows he's good to go.
You can feel the comment section are going crazy over this. But we take it as a joke. That's how we take it. That's the healthy way to do it.
If you're not dating for marriage, like, what are you dating for?
Well, do you think you can't have a lifelong girlfriend and have kids?
No, I think that's ridiculous.
Why is it ridiculous?
Because why would you stay with someone but not also just go ahead and marry them then if you plan on staying with them forever? Like, what's the problem?
Well, I mean, this is the solipsism. So you're saying, why would a woman do that? I get for you, maybe you don't like the deal, but I think it's a better deal for me to not get married. So convince me that I should get married.
Because you want to date other people, like, in your lifetime? You don't want to, like, just only be with one person?
Do I need to get married to stay with somebody for the rest of my life?
No.
Okay.
Are you worried about the, like, liability or repercussions?
Yes.
So you wouldn't...
I am concerned about the liabilities.
So you wouldn't love somebody enough to make that commitment?
I can just reverse this onto you. Why can't she love me enough to not get married?
I guess...
So your argument falls apart.
Exactly right. Once the government enters between a man and a woman, she will ruin them. Because the divorce will just ruin everything, especially for the kids. Let's not talk about the money lost within divorce. Let's just talk about the kids and how they suffer.
The internet is driving everyone insane, one talking head at a time. Even before that, we said the same thing about TV. And here's how it works. You see a thing, you have a feeling, and you make an association, like man bad. Before you can decide what you should believe, you swipe to the next thing, and you store that association to act on later. You just had your beliefs changed by someone else, and you didn't even know it. And it's no accident. That is the formula for brainwashing, and it's used on unsuspecting people like you billions of times a day. Have you ever been tricked into believing something that you shouldn't, just because you saw it on a screen? Have you ever been distracted by something fake when something real was going on? If your answer is no, that just means you don't know about it. It happens to everyone every day.
Every bad idea gets populated, especially on our phone or on the old age in TVs or on screens. That doesn't matter. Every bad idea that talks bad about men or bad about women will be populated and be well known.